This is a video on casting for detection. Recently I taught Buzz to do a passive response on keys, specifically my car keys. He is trained to sniff them out and lay down, which then he will receive a reward of a tennis ball. Ideally we want him to be looking at the keys for the point of source that he followed his nose to, which helps him associate the stimulus, i.e. the keys, with his reward of the tennis ball. This is called S equals R. Stimulus equals response equals reward. The stimulus is the keys. The response is that he lays down when he finds them. And the reward is his tennis ball. So therefore, car keys equals tennis ball to him. Now, to train a reliable indication, you must teach what is known as odor discrimination. Odor discrimination is your dog's ability to differentiate between what you have sent him out to search for and other everyday objects. Here I placed 3 empty boxes for him to search before he finds the keys at the very end to the right. Now I will be placing the keys inside of the boxes for him to search. I put the keys in the left box and then pretend to place them in the middle and right box. When I send him to search, he makes a mistake. He almost indicates on the first box and then sees me present the middle box, so then he goes over there. When I walk away, he then follows his original instincts and goes back to that box. This means that at this point he is trusting me over his own senses, which is undesirable. So we will proof against that. Here I am putting the keys in the right box, and then I will pretend to place keys in the middle and left box as well. When I send him to search, he will find 2 blanks and then the keys. On this one, I'm putting the keys in the middle box. I will pretend to place them in the right and the left box. And during this exercise, I will test his confidence by presenting another box for him to search after he's already found them in the middle box. This time he is successful. Now we're going back to the left box. So I'm going to put the keys in the left box. I just switched out the middle with the left. I call Buzz to me. And I send him out to search without presenting each box. He already knows the pattern of going left to right, so I don't have to go and present each box to him anymore. The first box had the keys, so he gets his reward for the first search. Now I make it the last box he will search. It's important to change patterns so that he doesn't start indicating on the same box every single time. We want him to find the keys, not the pattern. He hits left, he hits middle, and he finds the keys on the right, confidently laying down to receive his tennis ball reward. Now, doing box drills to train detection is all well and good, but that's just the basics. What we need him to do is find keys wherever they may be when sent to search. So this time I'm not using boxes at all. I put the keys inside of a bag underneath my computer desk. Buzz has been in the kitchen. He doesn't know where I placed them. So then I go and free him, and I begin to build drive. This is the first search he's done of the day, so he needs to be excited a little bit before sent out.
Nope. Come here.
Now when I set him to search, I want it to appear as though exactly how I would do it when I need him to find keys that I can't find. So I can't take him directly to where they are and say search. So I hit everything up until he finds the keys, and then he does his passive response. Even there, I just tested his resolve by giving him another place to search for. So I presented the little file cabinet underneath my bookshelf, and his toughness told him that he will stay in that position. Now we are going to do searches outside. So I bring the boxes outside. And at this point, we are beginning the casting portion of the search. Now, since he's familiar with searching for keys inside of these boxes, I will take advantage of this and bring the boxes outside so that when I send him to cast in a direction, he has an object to search. This is called object hunting, and it is a good way to teach directionals, but eventually you will want to proof off of object hunting, and I will go into that later. So now I'm moving the keys into different positions for him to search. I do not take the keys out of the box and put them in other boxes because this will leave residual odor in each of the boxes. You will smell keys in every box whether they are there or not. So he just searched left and right. He was casted left and right. Those were simple casts. The keys were in each of the boxes, so there was only one cast that was done. Now I'm casting him out to the far box. In this case, he goes out, but he doesn't see the object he's supposed to hunt. So he kind of does what we would call a little bit of a wild hunt, where he goes out and he just searches a little randomly, trying to key in on the odor. Now, this wasn't that bad, but I still want him to go directly out. So we do it again. This time I put him in a heel, and I cast him out to the far box. He hits it, and I reward him. Now I'm going to switch box placement. So I put the box in the key box in the right position, but we will not be doing as basic of casting this time. This time I will send him out to a blank box, or I sent him left and he went out. In this case, I recall him back to a heel to reset, and I present him with a cast to the left, which is a little more exaggerated so that he can understand what I mean. He doesn't find him, obviously, because it's blank. Then I send him right by using my right arm. He finds the keys. I give him his tennis ball. Now I will switch the scenario up one more time, and I will put the keys in the out position. So you see me switch them all out. I know it may be confusing, but the box with the keys in it are the furthest position. And the object of this exercise here will be to search all of them by casting before he gets to the proper box, which he will then be expected to indicate on. So I send them out, then left, then out again. He's expected to search each box, whether they're there or not, because the command is to search. Now he finds that at the end, and I reward him. Now I'm leaving the box with the keys in it in the same position. I moved it slightly to the right to make more of a triangle, and now I'm placing Buzz in the middle, and I will cast him right to the empty box, cast him left to the other empty box, and then cast out to the final box with the key in it. He sniffs, he lays down, and receives his tennis ball.
Yeah, good boy.
So I mentioned earlier that boxes can help you teach directions by taking advantage of the instinct of object hunting. But since we don't want him to object hunt because the keys will not always be in the same objects, we want him to use his nose and to trust himself. So now I just put the keys in the grass, about 30-40 feet away. I send him out, and it's up to him to hit the scent cone and zero in on it by himself. So I send him out, he hunts around trying to find the strength of the odor, and then indicates. Now that was just a simple out, and then he hits the scent cone and zeroes in on it. Now here we use a larger area, and I put the keys upwind from our starting position on a far point of this field. I send him out, and then I send him right, not to hit the keys, but to hit the scent cone. When he hits the scent cone, then it's up to him to find it. In this session, it shows a very good example in the different uses of casting. Casting is just training your dog to go in the direction that you ask him to go in, whether it be left, right, out, or back. When you're using it for detection, you are not sending your dog directly towards the object you are trying to find. You're sending your dog to find the scent cone. So this will require a lot more casts. And other uses of casting, for example, the service dog world, you cast your dog out to do a task. And the task usually requires manipulating an object that you both can see, really. So some people may need medicine, or a handicap door to open, or a regular door to open. Maybe cast your dog out to open your refrigerator, to turn on lights, to turn off lights, etc., etc. In all of these cases, your dog knows where it is every single time. It requires one cast. You say, go get medicine, go open the door, go turn on the light, etc. When it comes to detection, it's quite a bit different, because you are asking your dog to blow you off sometimes, honestly, because you don't know where the object is that you're having him search. If you have lost your keys and you're sending your dog out to find your keys, you're going to tell him to go search somewhere, and if he's looking for it and he's getting close, you may send him another direction. But if he knows that this is the direction to go, then he should be trained to follow the odor, not your hand signals. This makes detection more of a partnership, where you help guide your dog and you actually help in the search, but he also has some say as well. So in this case, we just saw him get sent out, and then when he hit odor in the scent cone, he went right on his own. This is what he's supposed to do. So once he hits the scent cone, he will weave in and out of odor in order to triangulate the location of the keys. At which point he will indicate by laying down, and then I will give him his reward, and we're done. This has been a video on casting for detection. Thank you very much for watching. I'm David King from King Canine.